Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 3 budget cards at each position here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day, tons and tons of daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to start off with the point guard position in today's video. We're going to do 3 players per position, except for the center position. I'll explain why when I get there. All these players are Ruby and below buyable players from the player market. That is what I am constituting as a quote-unquote budget card. So I'm not including a lot of the top free cards in the game, which there are many great free cards, but they're not on this list specifically. I'm only talking about budget cards that you can buy at point guard. The first option is Michael Ray Richardson, very easily. He's a 6'5" budget PG, really great defensive point guard as well. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan, an 87 speed and excel, elite defender. Offensively, he's not great. He's got an 86 ball handle, so he can timing burst, but his playmaking badges are not great. No speed booster, blow by, bailout, unblockable, handles for days, anything like that. Shooting badges aren't there either, but his release is very smooth. 69 3 ball. I feel like you can green very consistently wide open with him. He dunks the ball quite well. Feels better than a 78 driving dunk. Movement is very solid as well. Player build is really big, and he's an absolutely incredible defensive card. I think, honestly, there isn't that truly elite 3-hunting offensive all-around budget point guard, so you're better off running these defensive versatile point guard options, and Michael Ray Richardson gives you that versatility, size, and defensive ability at the point guard position. Baron Davis is going to be the number 2 option here. More complete as an all-around card than sorry, that's Brett Barry, not Baron Davis, but he's more complete as an all-around card than Michael Ray Richardson, but he's not as big as Michael Ray Richardson. He's not as good of a defender by any means, but he's still a pretty good defender. He's a much better playmaker, more capable as a shooter, and a better slasher. He's a better all-around type of card than Michael Ray Richardson. Michael Ray Richardson provides you with more size and defense though, and so it kind of depends on what you're looking for at the point guard position. Both of these guys are going to be great budget point guard options though. Baron will give you a more versatile look at the position. But I think they're both great options. And then a third option to consider if you're a really budget player, you don't have a ton of MT to spend on a Ruby and you're just starting off, this Sergio Rodriguez will get the job done for you if you are looking for somebody to get the job done for a very cheap price. 6'3", 6'6" wingspan. He's got decent size. I mean, he's got pretty good speed, 84 speed and excel, 85 shot 3, can dunk wide open, and he's got okay perimeter and lateral quickness, 83 perimeter, 85 lateral quickness. Playmaking badges are great besides no speed booster. Shooting badges are okay. He's got some finishing stuff. PJ Tucker release is really good. Movement looks okay. Pro behind the back is very good. I can work with the pro dribble style, pro size. Like those are acceptable enough. He will give me enough on the court to be a very solid third option if need be as a budget point guard. At the 2, I will say the 2 is probably one of the weakest budget card positions right now. There really aren't that many great Ruby shooting guards. This Latrell Sprewell is probably the best option. 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan, 83 ball, versatile defender, good dunker, okay speed, not great. He's not an elite ball handler either, but he kind of does everything on the court pretty well. Defensively, he's good. He's got a couple good playmaking badges. I really like his release. He shoots the ball well, and he's pretty athletic. Release is very nice. Movement is okay, not great, especially with a low ball handle rating, but he's a pretty good all-around shooting guard, and I think he's a very solid card. Another guy to consider is Buddy Hield, who I just think is a better version of Kyle Korver. Really like this card as an option at the shooting guard position. 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan, 82 speed and excel, 86 ball handle means he can time burst. He's got a couple playmaking badges, and then he's an absolutely incredible shooter. He's not going to do much as a defender or as a slasher, but he doesn't really need to do a ton in those areas because he's one of the best shooters in the game, and he has some legit shot creation ability as well with that 86 ball handle, giving him the ability to time and burst. He's basically better Kyle Korver and a very good card. At the number 3 spot, we'll go with the Dortress. You could go Eddie Jones or Marcus Smart here as well, and those would be fine options. 6'4", 6'8" wingspan, 3-and-D shooting guard, really great defender, good slasher, okay speed, okay shooter, pretty good release. Defensively though, he's a beast. He's a pretty good slasher as well. D-book dribble styles, one of the best dribble styles in the game as well, so that's another positive. And overall, very good card in my team. I think Lou Dort's a beast. I think he's really good. Small forward position, moving on. Number 1, I will go with Ron Artest. I don't think Ron Artest is worth the price when you can get the next 2 guys, who we'll talk about here in just a second, for a lot cheaper, but Ron Artest is probably the best of these 3. 6'7" with 6'10" wingspan, near 80 speed, pretty good shooter with a very good release. Defensively is his best attribute. He's an elite level perimeter defender, okay on the interior, but not great. Release is really good. This Rudy Gay jump shot is just incredible every single year. Trade dribble style is actually a very good dribble style as well, but you're really not going to be doing much shot creating with a Ron Artest with no playmaking badges. Really not the playmaking stats either. Good card, but probably not quite worth his price, but I'd say he's probably the best all-around option. The next two are obviously going to be Robert Covington and Jordan Walsh. I think y'all probably expected me to put these two cards on this list, and if you didn't, you haven't been watching my videos. These are the two guys you should be running if you're like a day one, early to my team type of person at the small forward position. Both absolutely elite 3-and-D small forwards with very capable releases, really, really good defenders, and that's about all you need at the small forward position. They could both dunk the ball okay as well. Neither of them are going to give you much, if any, playmaking ability whatsoever, but I don't think that's that huge of a deal at the end of the day. I feel like you can definitely work with it and still have a lot of success at the small forward position without having a truly elite shot creator at small forward, and that's what both these guys, Rocco and Jordan Walsh, and Ron Artest to an extent as well, all give you is that elite 3-and-D ability. So I definitely think they're both worth good spots on this list. Power forward position. Power forward position actually has some pretty good budget power forwards. We've gotten a couple of good options over the past couple of weeks, including this Joe Smith, who's 6'10 with a 7'2 wingspan. So he's very big and he's a really, really good shooter, which I am a big, big fan of. Jump shot, I mean, 79 three ball doesn't look, sorry, 78 three ball doesn't look too insane. He is nice and athletic as well, which is good. 80 standing and 85 driving dunk. The defensive stats aren't special, but again, he's 6'10 with a 7'2 wingspan and a massive player build, so that helps him out defensively for sure. The thing that I really like about this card the most is his release. The D-Rob base with Al Horford upper, which is what he has, is absolutely phenomenal. So smooth and easy to green. It's the same basically release that he had last year, and it was a release that I absolutely loved last year. Diamond Joe Smith was one of my favorite cards of the entire year last year, and honestly, this Joe Smith as well, while I don't know if he's on that same level, is still a really, really good card. Number 2 spot at the power forward position would probably have to go to I guess you got to go with what's his name, Xavier McDaniels. I think X-Man also a really, really good card in my team. He's a little undersized. They listed him at only 6'7" this year, which is weird because Xavier McDaniel in previous 2Ks has been 6'9" every single year, I think. So it's definitely a little bit confusing to me that he's listed that low overall, but doesn't mean he's a bad card at all. He's still a very, very good all-around elite option at the power forward position. Release is really good on this card. In addition, I know the 3-ball rating isn't great, but the release is something that I am actually a very big fan of. So that is something to keep in mind. And then defensively, he's nice and versatile. The stats and badges, the badges on this card really are not that great. He doesn't have posterizer. He doesn't have any key shooting badges. He doesn't even have the key defensive badges like anchor or clamps or anything of that nature as well. So he's a little bit limited, honestly, as a like top tier power forward, but I really like his animations. I love his release, and I do think he's a very, very good card still. So to me, at least, is a pretty easy, still kind of a no-brainer in a lot of ways at the power forward position. Is a really solid all-around option. Third spot, I guess, would have to go to Boris Diaw. This card's just, he's a good all-around. He's not insane in any specific area, but he can play make okay. Actually, I say it's Boris Diaw. I changed my mind. It's going to be Wes Unseld instead. 6'7", 6'10 wingspan. Unseld, even though he's technically an inch shorter than Boris Diaw, plays bigger than Boris Diaw on the court. Definitely feels like a bigger, more versatile option at the power forward position. Really, really like his release as well, and he gets playmaking takeover, which I'm a big, big fan of. I feel like he gives me more defensively than Boris Diaw does in terms of the size and the versatility, which is really useful to me. And then just overall a very, very good card at the center position, in my opinion. The power forward position, I should say. Really love the release. The Kobe base is phenomenal. That's probably the best part about the card. Center position. Serge Ibaka is by far the best budget center in the game. It's not even close. He is head and shoulders above the rest of the options in terms of the buyable Ruby and below center options. He's a very, very good card. Super versatile option. Really, really good defender. Okay speed. Okay 3-ball, but a really nice release is the best part about the shooting for him. And then defensively, he's really good. He dunks the ball really, really well. Gold posterizer, precision dunker, silver fast twitch, masher, and rise up. Release, like I said, is super nice. He's easily the best budget center. The second best budget center is probably Jermaine O'Neal. I think this Jermaine's card is pretty good. I think he does a good amount of things pretty well at center position. His release is okay. 3-ball rating's a little low, but I can hit wide open with him. He's got good speed, and he's a good interior defender. Pretty versatile card. Gives you more playmaking than most centers do at the center position. Does that mean he's a truly great card? No, but he is a good one, and I definitely think that you could make an argument for him to be. I don't know. He's not a great card, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all that he's this amazing option, but he's a good center option. I'm not even going to waste my time and try to put a third guy on this list. I think it's forcing it to try to put a third guy on this list. I don't think there's truly that third good center option right now, unfortunately. I just don't. I don't think there's a very good third budget center. I'm not going to force it. The Sapphire and below centers are pretty pitiful right now. Even the Rubies are kind of pitiful outside of Serge Ibaka. Jermaine O'Neal's okay, but I just don't want to force it. And I don't think there's a third center option, so I'm just going to leave it at that. If you need a center option, go grind out that Cliff Robinson or save up a little bit more MT so you can get a guy like Anthony Davis or Jaren Jackson Jr. Couple more days left on the Chris Bosh grind as well. You could target him. So there are options at the center position, but in terms of the truly budget options, I don't think there's any great ones that I think are worth including in this list at least. So yeah. With that being said, that is the final list. Point guards is Michael Richardson, Baron Davis, and Sergio Rodriguez. Shooting guards is Latrell, Buddy Hield, and Lou Dort. Small forwards, you got Ron Artest, Rocco, and Jordan Walsh. Power forward is Joe Smith and Boris Diaw. And then the center position is going to be Serge Ibaka and Jermaine O'Neal. And that is that. The entire list of the top 3 budget cards at each position outside of obviously the center position right now. But I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.